we're live. Oh, there we go. That printer doesn't want to play today, Jane.
No,
it
definitely
doesn't.
not.
Well, it's not the printer, it's the computer. Just doesn't want to play. Good morning. All technical stuff you don't need to know about, but you know, it's always fun. I like to share. Sharing's caring, as I keep telling my children, and all of that. Where are you? Let's find us, shall we? Let's get straight onto that. Are you well? Did you have a good evening yesterday? We went out.
What? Out? Dum, dum, dum.
I know, right? We went out. We actually went to celebrate my sister-in-law's birthday. It was the big 5-0.
Oh, how lovely.
As we can possibly all tell by the balloons that
Did Miss
came back.
Emily come back with that?
Yeah. All of
it's always her birthday.
We have all the balloons, let me tell you. All the balloons, which is fun. I'm just going to see if I can print that off for you again, Jane. We have got Rebecca with us, and Jan, and Carol, and Margaret, good morning, and Linda and Elizabeth, good morning. Looking fab again. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to let that do its thing for a bit. Honestly.
We love technology, don't we?
Just
adore
want to throw it out the window sometimes, don't you? Jenny, good morning. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Karen. Look at you all looking glam. Well, you know, thanks. It's just a bit of makeup. And Karen, you're not exactly one to talk about, you know, she's always glam.
She's always glamorous.
Always glam. Morning, Colette. Did you have a nice birthday in the end, Colette? And Rona, good morning. And Sharon, good morning. And Hilary, good morning. And Jane, good morning. And Heather, good morning. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, you lovely lot. Gorgeous top dash, thanks. Do you know, our lovely Susie has come up with a pattern very similar to this.
Brilliant.
Using our Lisa Chandler scarves.
Fabulous.
Just saying. Morning, Helen. Oh, Steve and I are watching from the caravan. Lovely. Good morning to both. And Claire, good morning. Did you remember? Oh, smooth school run this morning. Smooth. Mine have gone to the park this morning. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Karen. Morning, Christy. Yay, watching live for the first time this week. Lovely day here in Wellingborough. Well, that's where we were yesterday. Yeah. And I was laughing with Stephen saying we always know what the weather's doing in Wellingborough and as to whether or not Glampam needs a wellies. And he just looked at me and he's like, what? I was like, don't worry. The team know.
The team know.
You're all the team as well. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Kerry. How's that little one? Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Kate. Or Mum, Kate.
Hi, Mum.
Morning, Mum. See, my mum never comments. She's one of those people that lurk in the background. Yeah. She never comments.
I get a full debrief when I get home.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, no, Mum's a lurker. that sounds really bad. Sorry, Mum. I don't think I've ever described my mother as a lurker before.
She'll love you for that.
Or not. Sometimes she just checks that, yeah, she's still alive, doing all right, and then just swans off. But she's on YouTube, you see, so she doesn't do the whole commenting. I said, you know, you should, especially during lockdown, like she should have done. Sunny in Somerset, said Marilyn. Good to know. Hi, Joe. How is that? Lovely. Well, do you know what? She says, morning. Love the Playmat. Can a baby have too many quilts? I think I've made Tilly 3 so far. I mean, is that like one a month? It
Why
must
not?
be about one a month.
As she
Tilly's
gets
getting
bigger,
on
just
average.
make her a slightly bigger one.
And I think it will save you a lot of money on soft play in the end, because you just won't have to take her. She'll just be surrounded by quilts.
Yeah.
And every day will be a soft play day. I hate soft play. As a kid, I always wanted to go to soft play because it was just starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
And I never went, never ever. Even though my uncle, but he lived up in Bradford, my uncle had his own soft play centre. That was what they did.
Wow.
And I always wanted to go. I was so envious of my cousins having soft play as that. And yeah. And now I detest it. with a passion. It's just soul destroying when you have to take them to soft play. So yeah, I'm all about make your own soft play. But seriously, how beautiful is this? So for those of you that saw the farmyard fabric, we had it when Helen McCook came in. It arrived then. Gemma got excited by the pigs and threw them on.
Yes.
But this is Lewis and Irene's own pattern. So we are throwing that into the kits for free. It's there. You've already saved yourself however much a quilt pattern costs. So it's there, it's done. Yeah. So all you need now is the fabric to make this. And I just love it. But we haven't just done it in that colourway, have we? We've also done it with the Love Blooms as well. So we'll show you that.
Yeah, we've come up with a grown-up version.
Yeah, because it's a beautiful
such
pattern.
A thing.
But a beautiful pattern is a beautiful pattern, doesn't it? And it just, we've all seen
beautifully
by now how different just changing fabric is going to make something look. So we're very, very excited here this morning. Pam says, my family wish I was a lurker. I think they're all fed up of seeing my comments about sewing. Do you know what? My answer to that is just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling.
Yeah, if you
don't get upset about it. Just scroll past. Scroll on past. Do, do, do. Oh, look, it's printed. Do, do, do. Scroll on past. There you go.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think that's ever what they imagined that would be like when they came up with that song. I've ruined it for everyone. These are your half-metre heavens that will go live tonight at midnight. Loads of you, of course, have already made the most of the Tilda and the Liberty half-metre heavens that we had yesterday. I feel I'm spoiling you with half-metre heavens at the moment, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Unapologetically bringing you fantastic fabric at incredible prices. So let's continue that, shall we? I'm extending the lockdown excuse not to take the boys to soft play. It is closed. It's so noisy in there. It's hell. And they always come back with a bug. They always come back because it's not city, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
It's just disgusting. I remember very bravely taking my friend's twins the day that she went to, and Freddie, the day that she went to have a cesarean and have her third. And twin boys, 2-year-old twin boys. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Like, what was I thinking? Seriously. And that was an experience. Hugo got his foot caught. You know, they always have the mesh.
Yeah.
Hugo got his foot caught in there. Might have taken quite a while getting there. Well, because I knew where he was. I was like, well, if you're kind of like penned in that bit, I know.
Where you are.
Yeah. It took me a... Well, and also, as an adult, you've got to be able to navigate all the way around to get them when they get lost or they cry or someone stood on their foot or they've got their foot caught in... Nobody else is going to save them, are they?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you, Claire. No. And they only serve rubbish food. Anyway, I'm going to get off this subject. Let's change the subject, shall we? Just make a quilt instead. It's much nicer. No snotty kids. Right. Here we go. just my opinion, Jane. Just my opinion. Do you know what else was just my opinion? Actually, no, this was everybody's opinion. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm starting out today bringing you Moda Grunge with the stars, Seeing Stars, Moda Grunge, and Liberty.
That is lovely, and that limey green just...
because there are 2 different shades of green in this, and this just picks it up. I never thought I would see the day where Moda Grunge and Liberty would be the thing, and here it is. I just love that. And again, this is one of those situations where I don't really mind if you don't buy it because I'm very happy with that scenario myself. Thank you very much. But apparently that's not how the business plan should go.
No.
There's a bit of a green theme going on today because we've also got... So you'll notice today we've got some of the Love Blooms as a kit. This is the rest of what was left over that didn't go into kits. So if you want to add in a different colourway, if you want to extend your kit, if you want to be able to make a bigger quilt, grab yourself some of these. So this is Hydrangea and Peony, I want to say. Yeah, Peony and Hydrangea on blue. I have also got it somewhere on cream. Again with chartreuse. Oh, Clay, you'll be so proud of me being able to say that now. Because it would be rude not to, because it just... beautiful. And then the other one from the Love Blooms that I've put with bright pink. La 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 la.
Quilt kit.
Well, yeah, right. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you might just want to do that. Oh, hang on a minute. Jane, what's happening?
I know. That's
That works so
amazing.
beautifully with that as well because you've got all the purple. So it's okay to mix and match. I'm going to pop those there because that's the half meter heaven plus. Half meter normal half meter heaven. I've got 3 of these or 4 of these, but it's the butterflies, the Lisa Chandler butterflies.
To scale.
To scale. We need to go to Australia. I once had not like a palm readery thing, say that I would work in America and Australia with my own business.
Oh.
And I was like, how is that ever going to work? So yeah, I've got 5 of those. Would you believe it? Would you Adam and Eve it? I think they're beautiful. They're just ripe for fussy cutting, aren't they? They are in the half meter heaven pile now. Ooh, who wants granada with paprika? I mean, everybody
that is
that
so
I know.
rich. Look at that.
It is a beautiful thing,
That's gorgeous.
isn't it? Just such a beautiful thing. William Morris. I've got a few little William Morrises just thrown in for a bit of good measure.
I could just see that saddlebag made in that. It's just so lovely.
Could you imagine? Beautiful. Just beautiful. That's that half meter heaven. Oh, and what about then midnight? Not a sound from the pavement. With the blackthorn.
That's rich. That's lovely. It's so classic.
It is.
We
This
tried
is,
we tried other colours with that, didn't we? And it just didn't work. The
Just no.
midnight just sets it off beautifully.
and set me off singing.
Which wasn't so bad.
That's very nice of you. You don't have to be nice just because, I pay the wages. It's fine.
No, that's
Absolutely fine.
And
You
I
can
get a
insult
singing
my
in the
singing.
morning, and as someone who can't really sing, it's very nice.
My days of singing in musicals have not been there for a while now. Can't remember. I think I was in my 20s when I was last just off the West End, darling, sang in a musical. Right.
Is that a bit of McCarolyn in texture?
It is a bit of McCarolyn in texture. G4, which I'm going to say is green 4.
Yes, it's
I
a
mean-
very lovely sagey light green, and it goes with that.
They do, and they don't
Morris
really
beautifully.
waste their energy thinking up names.
No.
Because this is the thing, the number of times that people say, I've been sent this fabric, but it's green, and yet it says Misty Blue. We're like, we didn't make the name up. But if you ever want to order more, it's called Misty Blue.
Yes,
We didn't call it that. It's not us. I'd call that sage,
yes.
but it's just called G4. We had this conversation with Inga this morning. She's like, well, how am I supposed to know what it is if it doesn't have a name? We have to name them. I was like, but it's still not going to have a name on it unless we name every bolt. We
Yeah.
could do that.
Which would take a long time.
It would take a long time. But this is your apple, William Morris apple, which is rather fabulous. It's rather fabulous.
And even more fabulous with that linen texture sage green.
It's just right, isn't it? I always used to go for bright red apples when I was little, and then went over to Granny Smith's. But I always used to have a bright green apple on a Saturday on my way to my ballet and tap lessons.
I couldn't get enough of Granny Smith's apples when I was pregnant with Josh. I just loved the really sharpness of them.
Yeah. And then, shock horror, one morning when I dropped it and it rolled into the road and got squashed
Oh no.
in the upset. We had to go back for another one. Because we used to have to walk past the greengrocers on the way to my piano lesson or ballet lesson or tap lesson or whatever many lessons my poor parents had to wheel me around for on a Saturday morning. And then we'd be home in lunchtime for pizza.
Lovely.
That's how that one went. Libs Elliott, yes. More yes. This is the last of it. There's no more after this. Libs Elliott with her phosphorus. It's just beautiful. And suddenly how pow, 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 pow are those yellow bits.
Yeah.
Because it's that.
It's that
And
tone.
this is so these are textures. So can you believe that you're going to get 2 designer fabrics for, what do we do it at, $11.99?
A designer duo.
Designer duo. Half meter heaven plus. There it is. I'm going to keep that there so that I can just spoil you with the whole Libs Elliott scenario, because I've only got little bits left.
It's been really popular, hasn't it?
It has been popular.
Oh, I love that.
Just beautiful. So
I love
you
that
see,
splodgy one.
we do, it's called Venom, but splodgy works too. And you could just Here it is again, this time with like the acid greeny yellowy bit. Wow! So I've tried to do it so that you will get like a rainbow, because then look at this one with that one pulling out all of that then all goes with that. So
Nice.
for 40 quid you've got 4 meters of fabric. Oh no, just over 50 quid. 4 meters of designer fabric.
It is amazing.
Is not wrong, is it? Simply not wrong. And then, yeah, that's the last of all of those. There might be a little bit more of that, but we will see what we can do with that for you. And then, haha! So do you remember when what quilt, what do we call it? I can't remember what it's called. The Ripple quilt, which was particularly stunning. This is the last of those bolts. There wasn't very much.
No.
There wasn't very much at all. I've put this with coral. This is the Adidas Sitar fabric, and one of my absolute favourites.
It's a bit
Love
lovely.
it, love it, love it. So yeah, you can have it with that. And again, it might be that you've made the Ripple quilt and you want some more.
Yeah.
Because you've seen the fabrics and you go, hell yeah. This is Adidas Sitar linen lace with linen texture. T6, I'm going to say that's teal, but it's perfect. I'm going to show you that in a close-up.
It's such a pretty pattern, that one is.
Isn't it?
You could have
Isn't
fun
it?
fussy cutting it with your English paper piecing.
All I'm saying is, it's not wrong.
It's just lovely.
It's not wrong. What am I doing to you? Hello, Diane. I make absolutely no apologies, Jane.
No.
Absolutely none, because it's insanely beautiful. This is linen lace with C25. I'm going to call that coral.
It's
Coral.
a very corally colour.
It is very corally. Look at it there. Ooh, yeah.
It
Which-
just picks out the dark colour in the roses beautifully.
And then
Just-
look at that tonal.
Yeah.
So I'm building you yet another quilt, because it would be rude not to. So I'm then going to come down here to this one, which was called Bobbin. Again, Adidas Star. And this now is with P23. I'm going to call that Pink 23. Do you want to see? Yes, 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 yes. Love this.
It's really pretty.
It's an alternative spot. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to throw that into this particularly beautiful mix over here and go, ah. Do you know what else would look quite nice thrown into the mix? And that's the bees. The bee's knees. It's not actually called that. It's called, it's Renee Nanneman. And you've got a salt batik there with your bees.
It's pretty.
It's really pretty.
lovely,
It's just so
gentle.
delicate, isn't it? But I don't think it would be wrong to mix through your bees with all of that.
No.
I think that works a treat as well, because you've got this colour in the background of, hang on, just going in here.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be lovely? I would,
so.
wouldn't it be lovely? What's that from?
My Fair Lady.
That's right.
I was
we
going
go.
to start singing then and then just
Did you stop yourself?
in the moment.
You know when you are happy to sing that you are around friends. I mean, they
Yeah,
might
we
not
have nobody
stay
sing,
friends for much longer, but you know. And of course, don't forget, we've still got some, I haven't got them here. I came to Inga to take back to her house of wares. We've still got some, not all, of the Liberty and the Tilda that we did for you yesterday. I think it took you a little bit by surprise having a half metre heaven on a Tuesday.
We weren't the only ones. I think Inga and I thought you were being super organised for today.
I know. And then you realised, no, what?
Extras.
Extras, read all about it. I'm going over there. You can come in here. We can high five each other as of the 19th, can't we?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Maybe even hug each other.
Ah, I can't wait for that day. That's going to be such a happy day. I'm going to sit over here. Oh, look, there's my bracelet. Forgot to put it on.
Good morning.
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 Jane, I'm going to sit here
Okay.
rather than there,
Rightio.
because I think Malcolm will want that chair. He's now discovered that he looks rather lovely in teal.
He certainly does.
Yeah. And
just
for all
a-
of you saying,
he's
where's
just
the pictures of Morty?
Beautiful cat. Well, Morty, you have to catch Morty first to take a picture of him. He's like...
He's lightning, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute lightning.
He's the one that will let you stroke him and cuddle him for a while, and then he's off. But he's like...
Emily
and then he
told-
just crashes on the chair. It's like...
Well, it's proper baby sleep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Emily told my mum that Morty has bitey paws.
Oh, that's a good way to describe them.
Morty has bitey paws, Mama. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Morning, Jane.
Morning.
Says, oh, Elizabeth. There we are. Fabulous. Thank you for your message yesterday, Elizabeth. That was lovely. A baby can never have too many quilts or playmats. Do you know what? I love that anyway. I know that Freddie's got his eye on it because of the tractors.
Yeah. But I think that's the sort of, you could make it a bit bigger because there is a little bit more fabric. I mean, you can order, because you've got it by the ½ metre anyway, you could order a little bit more. But
Take your pick.
There's extra bits in there. And it makes a lovely mat, and it's a really straightforward, simple quilt to make. Really is. It's lovely. You get 2 colourways in the piggy tails. We've got the one that's on the wall, which I call the light version. Very descriptive.
Go for it, Jane.
And
Go
then we've
for
got
it.
the darker version, or the muddy I think it is. Muddy. Because it's like
would you
the
like to
muddy
put
tractors.
that on a closey, uppity? So
that's
muddy version or
the
light
muddy version. Or the light version, which is the one I made behind us.
Doesn't it look different in the flesh?
It's amazing, isn't it, when you see the
Yeah.
fabric actually made up. But you've
The
got some
thing with the
beautiful
muddy
fabrics in
version
here.
Is that it's going to disguise any kind of marks.
Well, this is it. And,
Perfect for that.
you may feel that's a little bit girly. It's got pink in it. Are we bothered? Not really. But they've both got pink in because there's pigs in it and they're pink.
Well, of course, it would be rude not to.
Yeah.
And it's only been the last 100 or so, 120 years where pink has become for girls. It used to be for boys.
That's right.
So it's only general consensus that, so it's not a real thing.
No. And who cares anyway?
Pretty fabric's pretty fabric.
Yeah, pretty fabric.
Yeah.
And it's got pigs on it.
It's got pigs
on it. So this is the darker version. If we go close up on there.
Oh, with that.
These are the 2 main prints that form the frame of the blocks. So you've got your tractors on a lovely muddy brown colour and your pigs on duck egg. And then those are 60 centimetre pieces. And then you've got a ½ metre of the dark grey. Yeah, because that forms some of the blocks and then that's for the binding as well.
Nice. Oh, so this has got all the binding included.
You've got the
as
binding
well.
included in this kit. And then you've got a long quarter of the other bumbleberry. Warm amber, I want to say it is, but I think it might just be amber. Anyway, it's rich and lovely. Look at that.
Wow.
So that's a long quarter of that. And then the rest of the fabric is fat quarters. So you've got the piggy tails, which is like curly whirly on grey.
Curly whirly.
You've got tractors on grey. Piglets on, I think it's duck egg, but it might be light grey. And you've got donkeys, ditzy donkeys. On teal.
Donkeys, Gert and Daisy, as I like to call them.
Yeah, and then you've got the farmyard on grey. Piggy tails again on duck egg blue.
Oh, hang on, sorry, touched the wrong bit.
Sorry.
No, it's me. I just touched the wrong bit.
Piggy tails again on the light blue, and then ditzy donkeys on coral peach,
Ditsy donkeys.
and then the piglets on dark grey.
Karen has 2 babies due later this year. Not hers, she hastens to add. Shock horror. So this is going to be a great present. Perfect.
And then the other colourway, which is they called them Playmat 1 and Playmat 2. So the muddy one, I don't know whether that's a nice way to call it.
I'd like
darker
to say
version.
rustic.
Yes.
The more rustic.
The rustic version is
Yeah.
Playmat 2, and then this is Playmat 1. The pattern is exactly the same, it's just the colourway. So you've got fat quarters in your piggy tails, your farmyard, tractors on green, little piglets on cream, natural I think it is. We've got the ditzy donkeys on teal again, and then we've got them on the
Green.
yellow.
Oh, yellow.
And then we've got piggy tails on grey and piggy tails on pink. And then we've got the long quarter of the, I can't remember what the blue's called. It's like a teal. It's written in here, isn't it? Is it written in here? Peaceful blue, that's what it's called. Peaceful blue, a muted peach, And then your frames are in the grey tractors and the farmyards on natural.
Alison says, great fabric. Lewis and Irene are very talented designers. Yes, they
Yes,
are.
they
That's why we
are.
stock them, because we love them.
They're
And
beautiful.
Helen says, good morning. Love your set dressing behind Jane, especially the elephant. We do love the elephant.
We're liking the elephants a lot.
We've got some slightly quirky things. I'm just enjoying playing with the set dressing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that hugely. Now then, let's have a look at this, because this is the same quilt but with the love blooms, right?
We just thought that, you know, you might like a throw for your chair or for your garden. But let's say grown up. I don't know whether that's the right sort of thing to say, but it's less childlike, let's say. But a little girl might love it, or a young man who likes butterflies and flowers. We've got the peonies and the butterflies for the frame. They're the 60 centimetre pieces. We've got this lovely, it's called Blooms Blue, and it matches the lilac-y tones that are in the fabrics beautifully, in the bumbleberries. So I chose that one to do the binding as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the light grey in the long quarter. We will just send you the Playmat 1 or 2 pattern. You just get a Playmat pattern. It won't matter because the instructions are
Exactly the
such.
same. Yeah.
And then we've got fat quarters. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Fat quarters in the Love's Blooms.
Oh, lovely.
So we've got lots of lovely colourways in there, and I've sort of kept it to a pinky mauvey tone.
Yeah, I like what
really.
you've done there.
So that's the alternative colourway, which I'm going to demonstrate with to show you what a
Fabulous.
lovely block it is.
Margaret has suggested that ploughed field might be better than muddy.
Yes.
The trouble is I don't see any seagulls.
No, that's true.
And when you get
They
a
missed a
ploughed
trick
field,
there, didn't
you
they?
get seagulls.
They could
Yeah.
have put seagulls with the tractors.
Fact. Morning, ladies. Beautiful fabric, says Anne. Well, thank you very much. You know, we try our best. We do.
So with the blooms, obviously with the Playmat 1 and Playmat 2, we will put that with the colourway that you decide. So if you you know, whichever one you choose, you'll get that pattern, and it describes exactly. Can we go up on close up on
Oh,
this?
sorry. Yeah, I was just replying to Diane, who went, "Was that a Tim Holtz iPad stand?" Yeah, good spot.
Could be.
Could be.
So with your Playmat, it describes the fabrics and which ones are which and numbers them. So then in the cutting guide, it says from fabric 1 cut. But with obviously with the Love Blooms, to a certain degree, you can change it around if you want to. I've done it this colourway, but with the fat quarters, you'll be able to do it whichever colourway you want. So we've got 2 blocks. You've got like the cross shape, and then you've got like the O shape.
Nice.
So those are the 2 blocks, and you frame the blocks in different fabrics.
So this isn't a. This is an easy make, isn't it?
It is. It's a
nice,
lovely,
easy
quick
make.
one. I mean, you could make this in a weekend, I would say.
But also hugely effective. Kerry
Yeah.
says, "Are the handmade tags real leather or fake?" They're fake. They're PU.
Yeah.
She said, because if they're real, do you sell fake? I think they're fab. Do you know they just add that little bit of elegance, don't they, to
Yes,
a
they
make?
do.
Could you just grab the pouch that we made yesterday behind you, just to show everybody that didn't
Yes.
see yesterday what we are talking about?
Look at these, they're lovely.
I finally actually sewed them on. Yeah.
Go close. Boom, there we are. Can you see that? It's a little sewing machine, like embossed, and then it says handmade on that one. And you've got your pre-punched holes in there to stitch it on with. It just gives it a little bit of finesse, doesn't it, really? Yeah. And then this version
That's your Liberty version.
just says handmade, and it's a little bird holding a stem of a flower,
Yeah.
which is really cute. That shows up better on the camera than that one does. It's quite faint, but it's really delicate.
I just
Sewing
think as soon
machine
as you
and
have a tag
handmade.
like that on something, it makes it look really expensive.
Yes, just adds a bit of professionalism to it,
Which, for
doesn't
the
it?
sake of 50p, I'm all over that.
Amazing.
Lo said, at 16, I worked for an agricultural contractor, baling, slurry spreading, etc. Love driving tractors. I'm with you. I love a good bit of tractor driving.
Yeah, I like watching them. I've never driven a tractor. I find them a little bit overwhelming because they're so big.
When I was,
But we
gosh,
used
I
to
must have been 7 months pregnant with Emily. I did all the tractor work for the haymaking just because I couldn't do anything else.
When we were little, we had a playground by where we lived, and there was a tractor embedded in concrete in there for you to sit on and drive. It was like an old Massey Ferguson one with
big wheels,
open top and everything.
Yeah, perfect. Every playground should have one.
Yeah.
It should be the law. Amanda is trying to watch whilst babysitting a 9-month-old and a 12-month-old on her birthday. I'm going to say happy birthday.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's the best present anyone could have given you, babysitting duties, but you know, yeah.
As I said, you've got 2 blocks. They're made the same way. This unit here is made the same way. You just choose which colour bumbleberries you want behind. You'll make 5 of one block and 4 of another. The O shape is for 5 of the cross shape, and they'll sit together. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the cross one, and then I'll show you how it works to make it into the O.
Oh, Margaret says that there is actually something written in the weather diary, in her father's weather diary in 1962, and it's what is it? Bad weather coming. So the seagulls stay on the sand. There's always bad weather when you're on the land.
Yes.
Never heard that before.
I haven't heard that rhyme, but my granddad used to tell me when they come inland, it means that it's not very nice on the
Too rough at
coast.
sea, isn't it? Yeah, for sure.
So we've got 5.5-inch squares, and we've got 3-inch squares of the bumbleberries. I've marked a diagonal line from corner to corner across the squares, and you would do the same with the Bloom's Blue bumbleberries as well for the alternate colourway for the other side of the blocks. It tells you in the pattern exactly how many you need of each, and we're going to sew those along. So you put the line so it sort of cuts the corner off. And you'll just sew those through, and you can do this chain pieced. It's quite straightforward.
Now, Jane, we always get asked, so I'm just preempting here.
Yes.
We always get asked what to use wadding wise with baby quilts. So,
well,
with that in mind, I bought in the, is it R50? What's it called? Completely forgotten what it's called. It's the R something. I'll have to get Gemma to get me a get SJ to bring in the roll of it, which is a polyester wadding. It's not too floofy.
No.
The floofiest one that we do is actually the new Eco 150, which is the made from eucalyptus and biodegrades completely. But the other one, is completely recycled. I didn't realise that Vlieslina, as they now like to be called, or Visaline if you mean, Vlieslina have a massive plant in Germany where they recycle as many plastic bottles as they can get their hands on into this wadding, into their polyester wadding. So their polyester wadding is made entirely from recycled bottles. Now, if that is not a good reason to get behind Vlieslina, and they've been doing it for years and they don't shout about it enough, in my humble opinion, then I don't know what is.
Yeah,
I just don't know what is, Jane.
Crazy, isn't it, really?
Completely crazy.
So once you've sewn this square onto the corner there, you're going to trim it away at 1/4 inch.
R80, that's it. Yeah, they're R80. Well, no, we can just show the roll, can't we? We can just floof that around.
Floof it around.
Here we go, because it's nice to see. So the floofiest one we have, that's not a great description, is it, floofy?
No, this is lovely and soft.
Is the other one. This is lovely and soft. So,
and it's got no movement to it, so it's going to be great for your quilting.
So if you're a beginner, this is a really good one to use as well, isn't it?
And I've always said for children's quilts to use polyester because it washes well. It doesn't shrink, it doesn't move. But there is a line of thought of people that like to use cotton because it's breathable and better for children.
Yeah.
So I
think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
You know,
it comes down to personal preference at the end of the day.
I think, you know, we know that we're not allowed to put quilts on children anymore,
No.
babies, so it's only for them to lie
It's a
on.
playmat.
It's a playmat. So my thought is it's going to get grubby, because it will. So have polyester, because it washes easily, doesn't shrink, all of that. So yeah, that's how I think about it with children's quilts.
We've got 80-20 if you want your 80% cotton, 20% polyester. The polyester just hangs it together, that's all it does.
Yeah.
And it's important that you see these things, because otherwise you're just buying blind and not knowing. And unless we tell you, and for me, again, the minute that our Riesliner rep told us that it was all made out of recycled bottles, I was like, I'm all over that. I've never really stocked polyester before because I didn't really like the ethos of it, but as soon as I knew it was recycled, yes, R80, get in my basket. And that's what it did, Jane.
Brilliant.
It did.
So once you've cut all of those off, you're going to be left with these triangles. So what you can do, because you're going to now have to sew the square on the opposite side, or opposite corner, what you can do is you can mark from that diagonal line in the middle, you can mark 1/2 inch on one side from that diagonal line. And what will happen is then when you sew, you can sew on both lines. I'll just mark these and you will be able to sew on both lines then, and you can cut through the middle, the gap between, because it's 1/4 inch either side, and you will have 1/2 square triangles ready made. So you've got then, that's your diagonal line that you're going to sew on, as we did here, and then you'll sew on this line as well. So we'll just do that. So I'm going to put these on the opposite corner of the square, again with that diagonal. Now that second line wants to be on the inside, on the bit that you would cut away. If you put it on the other side, it won't work. And again, you can chain piece these.
Kerry's just said that she loves it when I hear the things about companies recycling things. She's vegan and tries to raise her little ones as eco-friendly as possible. She says she loves the new Gutermann new threads.
Yeah.
We've got those on a deal on the deals page. Just saying, you know, they are there. I think
I think it's great that more companies are thinking about sustainability and recycling and all of that stuff. It's got to be done. We've only got one planet. Yeah, we're just, you know, I'm a bit like, what's taking you so long?
Well, you know, absolutely, absolutely. And that's why we've got to get behind the likes of Lieseline when they do go to the effort of doing it.
Yeah.
You know, let's I'm only going to buy that from them. I'm not going to get polyester from anyone else because, you know.
Because we know it's sustainable and recycled and all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm just chain piecing down that line. That is the original line that we need to do to make this unit. And this is just a little aside, just to stop the waste really. Again, you know, we can use this in another project. So I'm going down that other line, just sewing down there.
You know what these are great with when you get little bits like that?
Yeah.
Stick on your quilter's grid.
Yes.
When they're just tiny little squares like that, whack them on your quilter's grid and make yourself up a nice little pouch or something.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, Claire says that her fashion design course had a whole chapter on recycled products. It is big in the industry, but sometimes it means it's more expensive.
Yeah, but the thing is, the more you buy it,
the more demand, the more it goes down.
The less expensive it will become.
And
if we start demanding that it is made sustainably,
then
that's all we want.
They've got to look at that.
Then they'll start looking at it.
Exactly. Colette says, "Hey Natasha, are you going to stock the refills for the chalk pencils?" We're trying to get hold of them, Colette. I'm not going to lie, we're trying.
So you can see now that we've got 2 lines of sewing. I'm going to put my 1/4 inch on that diagonal line, cut it away, and we've now got 1/2 square triangles.
Which whack on your quilter's
Which
grid.
you can put on your quilter's grid. You can sew them together, make a pin cushion. you'll get lots of them, but it's less waste. I don't know about you, but I feel throwing a piece of fabric like that size away, it's just a little bit too big to throw it away. And you're like, but if I didn't sew it, they'd just end up with a load of half square triangles that wouldn't actually probably become anything. But if I've got a lot of half square triangle squares already sewn, you know, I can make a little pouch for a friend on her birthday, or a little pincushion for a sewing friend. I've got half square triangles already there just to put together. But what I did do with the piggy tails is I sewed them all together. Well, you get that size, or that's a cushion that goes with.
Oh gosh, that's beautiful. Or that could be made in, if you did our orphan block tote bag, you're going to be able to gift the bag.
I've still got those left over.
Oh, well, that's perfect, isn't it?
So, you know, that's a doable thing, isn't it? You can make a cushion to go with your quilt if you're going to, you know, giving it as a gift, or even for your own child. Or a bag front for the quilt to go in, because you made that beautiful bag, didn't you, for Emily's quilt to go in?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a big piece of fabric when you actually come to think about it.
Yeah, and so beautiful, and the work's done. It's not even a different one.
You know, that was just an extra line of sewing when I was doing these. So it's easy to do, and you can have fun playing with the half square triangles, because I made mine into pinwheels by just putting sewing 2 together, and then sewing, you know, and then you put them together, and that makes a pinwheel. Perfect. Like so.
Perfect.
I chose to have all 4 the same. You could take 4 different ones and make a pinwheel, and that would give you a different pattern. You could put them that way round, and it's like a square within a square. You can have real fun with half square triangles. So that's just
very versatile, aren't they?
Additional project really that you've got with this kit.
Now, Anna said, hey Natasha, I ordered some wadding a few weeks ago, but can't remember if it's Vliselina. If it's Vliselina one, it's beautifully soft. If it came a couple of weeks ago, I would imagine if it's beautifully soft, then it's going to be the new Eco 150, which it's the floofiest out of the ones that we stock, for sure. And it's their brand new one. We've only used it once, so I wouldn't review it yet, because it's literally just brand new to the market. So that's why we've put it on an insanely great deal for you to try it and see if you like it, because that's the only way we ever know about these things. It is so new to the market. But what I would say is have a look on their Facebook page, because there are lots of hints and tips of working with it on there. So, you know, there's that to look at. And Carol said the handmade tags, do you see them through the lining and the outer, do you sew them, I would imagine, through the lining and the outer fabric, or just the outer fabric? I've done both, Carol. It really doesn't matter. I've done both. It helps hold your lining in place, for sure, if you go through the lining as well.
Yeah. I mean, you can always bury your stitches in between the lining and the main fabric, so you haven't got like a knot or anything showing on the lining if you're worried about neatness. Just stick it through the...
Yeah, it's all good.
So you're now going to have 4, well, you'll have more than 4, because you'll be making them the amount you need for the whole quilt, but for the block you just need 4 of your fabrics, and you sew them together in pairs like that, and then the pairs together to make the cross shape. If you want the O, the hugs bit, you just turn them around so that the triangles are facing into the middle. Now obviously there's 5 of one colourway and 4 of another, and that's how the pattern works within the quilt, but that's not to say that you have to use the same fabrics that I've used these ways. You might, because they're the fat quarters, you can change them around.
Yeah.
And what I did with the quilt when I was doing it, I just rotated the block in the middle 1 turn each way, so that it wasn't exactly the same.
Oh, nice.
But you could have them facing all the same way, so you could have the same fabric in the top left-hand corner each time.
But
completely
actually,
up to you.
Look how beautifully then all of that, the yellow then flows through and the pinks flow through on it behind you. It's beautiful.
It doesn't focus your eye then, you're sort of constantly like looking at it in different places.
Oh, there you go. SJ's just checked, and yes, Anna, it was the Eco 150 that you had. It's always good to know what you bought, isn't it?
It is.
Ellen said that when she was taught, the lady insisted that our half square triangles had to be used. Quite right, quite right. It's fabric you've bought, don't waste it.
Well, this is it. And as I say, a piece that size, just that little bit too big to just throw in your scraps.
We are one order away from our 30,000th order.
One order away from our 30,000th order. That is insane. Well, we need to do a giveaway then, don't we? So if you buy the quilt kit today, you go into the drawer. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Any of those 3 quilt kits. Let's do that then. Any of those 3 quilt kits to celebrate our 30,000th
Thank
order.
you. I mean, that's down to all of you out there. It's just amazing. Thank you very much.
It's a lot of cutting and packing we've done, isn't it?
It is. Makes it all worthwhile. But yeah. Oh, how
I think
lovely.
that's to be celebrated.
Anybody that orders a quilt kit today,
we'll go
put
into the prize draw.
to
We will
celebrate
find
our
something fabulous for you.
3,000th order.
30,000.
30,000th order. Oh my goodness.
30,000th order.
Well done, you guys.
Do you know what else? I think we should put a little something special into the 30,000th order as well.
Yeah, the actual
order itself. So if that is you and you can see that you are the 30,000th order that Natasha Makes has fulfilled, we'll pop a little something in again. Yeah, Elizabeth says, wow, 30,000 orders, go Natasha Makes. I think we say, go Inga. It's a lot of packing.
It is.
It's a lot of packing.
Yeah, that's
That is insane, isn't it?
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Definitely to be celebrated. So thank you, everyone that has, really supported us and got behind us. It helps tremendously.
It does. So you've got your two shapes going towards the middle for this one, because I'm making this block here. So they go into the middle like that, and then I'm going to join those two together. And because I've pressed the seam opposite ways, it'll nestle in the middle. What I am doing is I'm just pinning, excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink. Voice has gone croaky. I'm going to pin where those two triangles meet there. I'm just going to pin along that seam, just because I want to be sure that it meets in a nice crisp point there. What you could do, if you thought about it, is that you could press one fabric in and one fabric out, so you've got that nestling of seams going on there as well, which will also help with your seam matching.
Very nice, very nice. Oh, Hazel says, no, thank you, Natasha, for going with an idea and bringing it to us to enjoy. My absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Yeah. Yeah, you said to me the other day, didn't you, Jane? Do you ever actually stop to look at how far we've come?
Yeah, when you think, we haven't even been going 18 months yet, have we really?
No, not really. About
yeah,
that,
just about 18 months.
Yeah.
When I first came here, and I had the privilege of doing the first show, didn't I, really?
Couldn't have shared it with anyone better.
We'd got a few boxes of fabric in the cutting room and a table, and Inga was in there and packing. And
No, Inga didn't even work with us then.
No, she wasn't, was she? You
No.
were doing all the packing then. And then Natasha was saying, we really need a separate room for this. And that's when you got the warehouse, wasn't
just
it?
everything grew. Yeah, because it was
It just
to
got
start
bigger
off
and
with,
bigger.
Alistair used to cut our fabric and,
Yes,
and
that's
do
right.
it for us.
Yes. Yes,
And
it
then
was drop ship,
the
wasn't
odd
it?
little bolt started to arrive, and yeah, it's
And now we've got a whole racking full of all the fabrics. We have all the colours here, the plains and all the other bits and pieces, and it's just, well, we're moving to a bigger warehouse, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is just, it's fantastic, and it's such a privilege to be part of it.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
To have the fun of it, because I'm not going to lie, it is fun here. I mean, it's hard work. We do a lot of cutting.
We do work hard. We
work hard,
We
but
also sing quite a lot.
we sing a lot. We laugh a lot. We do laugh a lot. It's lovely.
I think for me, I was giggling when Gemma was trying to explain to her daughter about why she needed to go to college and get a good education so that she could, you know,
You
get
two
a
can
good
end up
job.
working with your friends.
And we're like, yeah, we've just spent the afternoon singing along to the Moana soundtrack.
Yeah, we listen to Disney in the afternoon. What more could you
If you're
want?
really lucky, you can get a fabulous job like that. Myra says, right, guys, let's make it 60k by Christmas. We're on it.
Oh, wow.
We're on it.
That would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Elizabeth says, the odd little bolt. Oh, how things have changed. I remember I put in my first Tilda order. I bought about 5 bolts of Tilda and nearly had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Just like, oh.
I think the scariest thing is you love the fabric, don't you? And you can't buy it unless you love it. But then you get it. I remember my first order at the shop, and it was like quite a bit of investment to start with. And it came in a box that was like that big. And I opened it and I was like, oh, it's gorgeous, I love it. And then I was like, what if nobody else likes it? What if nobody buys it?
I know,
oh my God.
I know. But that's why you have to just have fabric that you love yourself.
Yes, you
so
can't
it's
sell
just not a
fabric if
problem.
you don't love it.
It's just not a problem. Oh, congratulations, Helen. She says, guess what my order number is?
Oh, Helen,
She
well
is
done.
our 30,000th order.
Thank you.
And although, Steve, you may feel that she has already purchased 30,000 orders from us.
She hasn't done it completely on her own.
Not on her own. Not on her own.
completely.
Pam says it's an absolute joy to watch you both and listen to all the laughter. Oh, thank you.
So you're going to
Oh,
make...
yeah.
Sorry.
We're making stuff, aren't we?
Let's do some making as well.
Bit of that.
You will end up with 5 blocks that orientation and 4 that orientation. Or you might want to change it round. It's up to you. You might want 5 and 4. You might not want those shapes at all. You could just do it what you like. And then you're going to frame it, and you'll frame the zeros in one fabric and the crosses in another. And again, there's the same amount of fabric, so just because I've done them this way doesn't mean you have to. You can change it around. There's enough to do either way. And so your strip is the width. You're going to have 2 strips that are the width of your block, which you're going to sew to the top and bottom of your block.
You know, we've been putting a few sweets in orders just to cheer people up recently. I've had to explain to Emily that they're not for her, they're for customers. But Mummy, she's 2. Your
Yes.
customers don't need sweets, and they make me and Freddie happy. We need the sweets. I'm like,
I
no,
love
no,
the
no,
logic.
no,
I
no,
do
no,
love
no.
the logic.
No, 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 no.
Love the logic.
Yeah, she's full of logic, that one. Jane said, I can see why you've got 30,000 orders. I said I wasn't ordering anything else until after the Festival of Quilts. So how come I have a Madonna ruler on its way? Because it's the fallen Madonna with the big boobies on her way to you. And this is the other thing. I like that we have our own terminology.
Yeah.
I feel that we should have like a Natasha Makes glossary.
Yeah, glossary of terms.
But I did walk in and there were a whole load of Tilda bolt middles put to one side. And I just looked at Inga. I said, have you been wombling again? Because Inga likes to save all of the Tilda innards because they're really good for packing the creative grid. She
Well, the
can
thing
open
about
them up
is
and
they
stuff
open
them
out.
in.
The others are just solid cardboard, so they you can't really do much with them. But she's very careful about protecting the creative grid so that they come to you in one piece, because we know how busy the postal service is and they're not the best with taking care of things.
Yeah.
So she always puts it inside the bolt end. So whenever we're cutting, Susie or I are cutting, we always like squirrel away the ones, and Natasha comes along and she just sweeps all the bolt ends away and puts them to be recycled. And we're just like, no, keep these ones for Inga.
It's like working with wombles. I tell you, that's what it is. And then yeah,
But
Inga's
it's
got
repurposing at the end of the day.
her womble department in the warehouse.
So Natasha said to her, not only are you wombling now, but you've got assistant wombles too. So now we're assistant wombles.
Womble accomplices.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Colette says, congratulations, guys. Whatever did we do before you took the plunge? So glad you did it. I've never worked so hard and I've never been so happy. It's one of those things, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're doing a job that you love, but blooming heck, are you working hard?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's definitely like
Anne
a
says,
swan.
thank you, Natasha, for giving us what we really, really, really want. Oh, it's like the Spice Girls, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're
what
like
we
the
really,
fabric
really, really
Spice
want.
Girls, Jane. What you want, what you really, really
What you
want.
really want.
Steph says, I love finding the sweets in my parcel. Thank you. I sometimes get little emails, and there's one of you that emails me every time, bless you. I might have one of them and save some for the grandchildren. I'm like, that's really good, because I'd have woofed them.
Yeah, they wouldn't have eaten them before I'd even looked at the fabric in my order. Like, oh, sweets, thanks. So I'm just pressing those back. I'm just going to turn the steam off on that.
It's got quite a hefty steam on that one,
It's
isn't
a good. It's a good. I love this iron. It's got a really good weight to it.
it? Has, hasn't it? It's a proper thunker.
I think I'm the only person that when they go to buy a new iron is picking up all the boxes to see how heavy the iron actually is, rather than what steam it does and how hot it gets.
I think
Like,
that's
I just
okay.
want a heavy one.
Oh, Rona says, congratulations, it's been a wonderful 18 months. Fabulous fabrics and demos. Thank you, Natasha and the Makes team. And that's coming from Rona with Pantgate, you know.
Bless her.
I don't
We
know
still
if
don't quite know what happened there, Rona, but we're just like, really?
So for those of you that are thinking, what is Pantgate? Rona, bless her, was so so patient. And after a month, she's like, where's my order? And it was quite a big one, wasn't it? It was sent Parcel Force. And so obviously we track it, we go through everything, and we're like, Parcel Force, where is Rona's order? And they just sent a random bit, and obviously the bag had split, or they'd opened it, or something had happened.
Yeah.
And they sent her like pants, men's pants and stuff
I don't think
in this
they were
order.
even clean, were they?
I don't even want to know. But yeah, so poor Rona, I mean, she laughs about it now, thank goodness. But she was like, why have you sent me men's pants? And I'm like, oh, this isn't, we didn't. We're not in the habit of sending
really don't have
used
we
men's
don't,
pants
we don't
to
have
you.
Natasha's laundry mixed in with the cutting fabric, honest.
No. So you know, you've seen us through some weird postal times as well.
We've been through some strange things.
Gosh, I remember in month 4 when 2 entire bags of orders
Oh, you were heartbroken.
went missing, and they, you know, oh, I was absolutely brokenhearted because I couldn't replace it all. Right, anyway, here we go.
So we're going to add the next strip to the top and the bottom now. We've pressed those back so your block will look like that. And we're going to add these strips now to the top and bottom of that block there. And likewise with this one as well. They will go there and there. We'll get those on. You can see how quickly this is coming together, and you can see that this is a nice quick make. You know, you've got a friend who's having a baby, or you know, you can make this quilt quite quickly.
But actually, this one with the Love Blooms is just a lovely, like you say, a grown-up version of it.
Yeah, I can see, you know, I can see this in a garden on the back of a chair, you know, just to keep the chill off you in the evening while you drink your Pims.
I think we all know that they're basically called cat quilts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen how brave Malcolm is today? He's actually in the same room as 2 people.
2 people. He nearly let me stroke him this morning.
He thought about it.
Nearly. He
did
didn't
think
run
about it.
away, which is a big step, because normally he sees me and goes, "Ah!" and runs away.
He is the epitome of a scaredy cat, isn't he? Carol says, I was so disappointed when Sewing Quarter closed after just finding a show to inspire quilting and sewing. Natasha Makes has been a godsend to continue with the inspiration with the recycle ethos. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Leanne says, thank you, Natasha and team, for helping me on my sewing journey. Don't have lots of time for myself, but love to sew when I can. Love watching weekly. Would be lost without you guys. Do you know what? I know it's one of those weird things, isn't it? And thank goodness for technology, because I just love that we see these names every week.
Yes.
And we
almost feel like they're our friends now, don't we?
And I was saying to Stephen in the car yesterday on our way to Glam Pam, I was like, oh, Kirsty always tells
what the
what the
like.
weather's like for Glam Pam out that way, and he just looked at me like, yeah. Gemma, shush, we don't eat all the sweets. Shh. Captain Small will be really cross if you tell us that. Alison's, congratulations on bringing joy to fabric addicts during difficult times. Yeah, do you know, I was saying this to the guys that that run the business part where we're going to, and I said, we've only run a business for 4 months outside of lockdown pandemic circumstances.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what normal business looks like. I don't. It'll be really weird. And I don't know that normal will ever happen again, so probably just as well.
No, I mean, they were saying on the news this morning, weren't they, that we'll still be wearing face coverings on public transport and in enclosed spaces for a good while yet. You know, the infection rate's still going up.
So yeah, get your we had a final stock take on the Smarfs because they're
Not
nearly
many
gone.
left, is there?
No, and at a £5, that's less than it costs to actually make them because they've done their work, they've paid for themselves. So what's left, I just wanted to share for people that needed them. Margaret says protection. I just had a parcel from you that had a tinkle noise. Oh no! Opened it up, fearing the worst.
Oh.
Box with the cup and saucer. Yes, that tinkles. Oh no. Oh no. Open the box and the cup contains a spool of thread. Phew. Oh yeah, no, I did put that in there. Oh yeah, no, we're all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bridget says, I used to find it hard looking for projects to do. Now I have so many on the go. Thank you for the demos and the inspiration. Elizabeth says, oh, I remember the pants. Yeah, luckily they didn't come to you.
Yes, that would have been a
Steve
different
just says that as long as Helen's order isn't for 30,000, he'll be all right. I'm not saying a word.
So there you go. You've got your 2 blocks. You'll make 5 of the crosses and 4 of the O's.
Amazing.
You'll make 2 rows with 2 crosses with an O
that's
in the middle.
pretty, Jane. Look at it.
Isn't it lovely?
Do you know what? I'd just take cushions in that.
Yeah. Well, you could use that block, couldn't you?
Yeah.
As a cushion.
Perfect.
And then your middle row is 2 O's and an X in the middle. So that's your middle row. And it is a case of just sewing the 3 blocks together into rows and then sewing your rows together. And it's 9 blocks makes the quilt.
Beautiful.
Layer it up, quilt it. I just did a meander over mine, just a very loose meander. You don't have to do that if you're not confident with your free motion quilting. You could just quilt
straight lines
around this shape here.
It's like you've
through
seen
your
my
blocks.
quilting efforts.
There's nothing wrong with straight line quilting. It serves its purpose.
Of course it does.
So yeah, if you want to, you could just make 4 blocks, join them together into a square.
Oh,
That's
like
a
noughts
nice
and
table
crosses, yeah.
centre
Nice.
or a big cushion.
Lovely. A
Yeah.
nice floor cushion.
You've got lots of options there with all of the kits. As I say, there's a little bit of fabric left over with some of the fat quarters. So you can make it a little bit bigger, I think. I think there's enough fabric to make maybe another couple of blocks. But
Nice. Nice. Kerry says, congrats to all. Now you've mentioned sweets, I'm craving Skittles. Are they vegan though? Because this is it. You won't eat the Haribo, will you? Because you're vegetarian.
No.
But I don't know if Skittles are. I hid a packet in the cupboard and we can get those out for you, Jane.
Skittles are, because I eat Skittles.
See,
and
when
I
I
used
go
to let
out-
my boys have Skittles. Both of them aren't vegetarian now, but when they were growing up, they were raised as vegetarians.
Well, if you're cooking, that's it, isn't it? Yeah,
because
absolutely.
both Glenn and I are, so there was no cooking anything different. Except Josh, when he was about 2, decided he'd eat the cat food.
I mean, it's an option.
Yeah. So I
It's
said, I
an
don't think
option.
he's a vegetarian anymore.
No. What iron do we have is what Janet would like to know.
What is it? It's a lovely iron. It's a Quest Turbo Pro 3000 watt.
It was, do you know what swung it for me, Janet, was that it's one that automatically shuts off. If we leave it on, which, you know, we have been known to do, it will just shut off automatically.
Yeah.
And that was really important. And then it was just a happy accident that it's got a really nice point to the nose.
Yes, it's got a nice sharp nose on it, and I mean, there are ladies here that maybe might find it too heavy. But for me, for patchwork, I like a heavy iron.
Yeah.
And because I use a dry iron, it's got a good weight to it. And doesn't it come off its...
No, that was the other one.
The other one came off its base.
Yeah, no, that one doesn't. No, the one that blew up came off its...
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
Jenny says that she will be wearing her smarfs at Festival of Quilts. Maybe that should be the sign.
Yes.
Like a secret sign. Forget badges. We've got smarfs.
If you've got a smarf, you remember as Natasha makes.
Yeah. Rona, thank goodness, says that she's still laughing. There was a moment where it was touch and go.
Yeah.
And once you realised it wasn't from us, the pants weren't from us. Thank goodness for viewers with a sense of humour.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
you know,
because you do that would be hard. You know, you wouldn't like that, would you? Really?
If our viewers scared easy, we'd be in real trouble, wouldn't we?
Yes.
See, Margaret likes the fact that we show you the whole project end to end, not just 2 lots of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Got to be done though, hasn't it? Because otherwise, how are you going to know? How are you going to know?
This is what we're about. We're makes, aren't we? We're Natasha makes. We're not. Yes, we are selling you stuff, but we want you to know how to make things too. So that's important.
I did realise the other day, like, we never tell people prices. I don't even know how much this is.
I don't either.
No, I don't. I couldn't tell you. I just
tell you
figured
how
that
much
if you
fabric
like it,
there is there, but that's about as much.
how much fabric is in there?
There's about 3 and 4.5 meters, maybe a little bit under 4.5.
It's a goodly chunk.
Yeah.
It is a goodly chunk. But I just, I kind of figure that if you love it, you'll find a way. We always keep our prices as good as we can.
Yeah.
We're not greedy with it. We'll always do our best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gemma says that, you know, if anybody does want to make a £30,000 order, that would help us.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
That would help us grow, you know. Feel free.
Help with the warehouse rent, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Rebecca. She says we're both celebrating today. Congratulations. So Rebecca has passed her I want to say it's your rock star singing exam. I want to say that. So congratulations.
Well done.
We've probably really offended her with our singing this morning. Yeah.
You're singing. I won't sing in public. I
You
won't
nearly-
put you through that.
You nearly did. You nearly did. And Alison says, like many, loving the fabric, banter and the sweets. Looking forward to the workshops and retreats. Thank you all for a wonderful 18 months. So can you just put a little thing underneath, a little comment underneath of what sort of workshops you would like? Because then, you know, once we move,
We'll be doing them.
we'll do them. There's no reason why not. We'll have the space. We can do it. Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Oh, Naomi says you started during such a difficult time, but I'm sure that I'm not alone in saying that you've really helped me during the pandemic. Getting to know you all and being inspired by you have made a difference to my mental health. Thank you. I mean, gosh, it's our
we're all
absolute
grateful
pleasure.
for crafting, aren't we, over these last 2 years nearly now.
I don't know what
It's
people
kept
did
a lot
without
of people sane.
Yeah. And actually, because of having to do the shows, it's kept me positive. It's kept me on track. And it's also meant that I've never a day of the week. So
There's been a lot of people that have just every day's blurred into one.
I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea. And yet Kerry can concur that Skittles are accidentally vegan.
Yes.
I don't know why they're accidentally vegan, but they are. So that's what I call it, accidentally vegan.
Accidentally
That's
vegan.
fine. That's
Cool.
fine. And Claire says that with the dismal summer, smarfs are still in fashion. They're always going to be in fashion. And when they're not in fashion, just cut the earpieces off and you've got a fabulous scarf.
Yes.
And that's the
Beautiful.
joy of it.
Mhm.
Oh dear, the lovely messages are making SJ tearful.
Oh.
Well, you see, this is it. SJ's another founder member.
Yeah. Been here since the beginning.
Since the day dot. Will there be a Natasha Make stand at the Festival of Quilts? Diane, there won't be because I'm doing some stuff with Kafe at Festival of Quilts.
Ooh, it's exciting.
Shall I tell you what I'm doing with it?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so you know how on the bank holidays we always like to have a show so that we can have a bank holiday off. It's not fair. My team works so hard anyway. It's not fair to make them work bank holidays as well. So I always try and give you an interview or something a little bit different. So what Festival of Quilts have agreed to is for us to film what I am lovingly calling Festival of Cafe.
Brilliant.
Which means that before festival opens one morning, Kaif and I are going to walk the festival because we're very aware that not all of you can come.
Yes.
And that not all of you feel safe coming. And so I really wanted you to get the festival experience without the people, but with someone we love. So Kaif and I are going to walk the festival together, and it's going to be his take, Kaif's take on the festival.
Oh, how lovely.
So I'm calling it Festival of Kaif.
How nice.
So that's what we're doing for you. It will go out on the August bank holiday at the end of the month. And it just, you know, Kaif and Brandon and Philip, they have supported us from the get-go.
Absolutely.
They've been
they've
phenomenal.
lovely.
And I just feel so privileged to have them in our lives. It's just brilliant. So that's what we've got. That's what we will do for you. Festival couldn't believe their luck and went, well, that's great, saves us doing it. Do you mind if we borrow it? We said no, not at all, just as long as our Natasha Makes viewers get it first.
Yeah.
That's fine. So for all of you that can't come, don't want to come, don't feel safe coming, it's too far, whatever your reasons, we've all got them. Kaif and I will do our best to bring you the Festival of Quilts Kaif Styly.
How lovely.
There you go.
That's a treat, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's what we'll do for you. There you go.
Nice.
Ta-da! Yeah, it's Rock
Lovely.
School Grade 7 exam. And she wasn't offended by us singing. So it's Rebecca. Just as well.
It's all right. It's all good here.
Myra would like a gin workshop. I mean, yeah. Okay. Cass said, I wanted a Zoom play date with Jane so that she can share her wisdom.
Oh.
Cass lives in Australia.
Oh.
So she does all the patterns for... So you know how Josh does our patterns for
Yeah.
us? He makes them, he titivates them, makes them beautiful. Cass is Lisa's Josh.
Oh, fabulous.
If I mean that in the most respectful way, Cass.
Yeah, because Josh is our wizard to my stitchy witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
tech wizard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Alison's been doing maths and says that just a rough calculation, 30,000 orders is over 18 months is 400 orders a week. Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell Inga.
Shh.
She probably
don't
knows
tell her.
actually because she's very good on her stats.
She's very good on her stats. Yeah. Our post office also knows that as they trip up over it. She says, thank you for all your hard work during the fabric, etc. Not to mention all the wonderful demonstrations. You are all amazing. Oh gosh, we're flying today. Yeah, Josh only knows what day it is because of Natasha Makes. See, Josh, we're helping you too.
Yeah.
Joe would like a bag making workshop. They scare me. My mum lives near, so I can visit and do a workshop. Well, that's fine.
That's
Thing
two
is,
birds with one stone.
Do we then let people roam the warehouse?
You might get a little glimpse in.
Oh, hang on, I've got a long message here. Joanna says, I love watching Natasha Makes. I don't always get a chance to watch live. But they're all on the website, they're
Yeah,
all on
on
Facebook, and
YouTube,
they're all
yeah.
on YouTube. You can watch them wherever. But I've learned so much since last year. I think I've been watching since the beginning of lockdown. Natasha's given me more confidence to make bags and put zips in. As a newbie to quilting, I took the plunge and signed up for the block of the months. James' demos have allowed me to think, yes, I can do that. But the main thing is the chat and the banter. It's priceless.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Great.
And Elizabeth says, yay, hi Joshua, another founder member. See, this is it. And this is the difference that I see for us, is that I realised I couldn't do it on my own.
Yes.
And those people that try and set up a business and try and do it on their own, they take on such a challenge. And I was just so lucky.
There's areas of expertise that you don't know, and it will show in the long run, won't it? You know, it does.
Yeah, but me, Josh and SJ sat around that table and went, right, what we're going to do? How do we do it? And they've been amazing. And then you came on board, and actually quite quickly afterwards, I started shipping fabric over to Gemma, who was on serious lockdown because of her health.
Yeah.
And she used to leave it in her garage for 24 hours to decontaminate or whatever it was that we were all doing then. And then she'd cut it and then put it back in her garage, and we'd come and get it again.
Yeah.
And then Inga rocked up one day, and I knew I'd known Inga for a couple of years, and I was like, could you just do a little bit of cutting?
Inga says, Natasha said, can you just help me for a couple of hours? She's still here.
I don't let good people go.
She's still here. She hasn't gone.
She has gone home. I mean, like, to be fair, we don't just like wheel her in a
occasionally.
cupboard. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah. I bet if you ask Inga, she feels like she lives here.
It's fine. It's fine. Are you both going to be at Festival of Quilts? Festival all days, said Jenny. Are you going?
I hadn't planned to go. No, I wasn't. I was toying with the idea, and I was like, I don't know. I feel a bit about all those people. That sounds terrible.
It will be quite peoply.
Yeah.
I was just doing my stuff before people get there.
I might come with you and do it with Kate. I'll just be loitering in the background, photo bombing occasionally.
Do you know what? But I think this is the thing. Everybody has got to take it at their own pace,
Yes,
and I'm not going to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. And it's one of those things. On a good day, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go, and then on another day, I'm like, I don't know. It's all good.
Yeah.
Kerry would like some EPP workshops. I can hear Gemma giggling her head off. I don't know what's just been said.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather says, I've been watching since the beginning and I've loved it. Thank you for all your hard work. My family and friends now do not disturb me between 10 and 12. Can you tell Lo how to do that? Because Lo's always interrupted.
Yeah, they're interrupted by work. How dare they?
Yeah. With regards to the workshops, toy and bag making, please. Oh, I have to get Joe in to do a toy making.
Yeah, that would be lovely to have Joe's workshop. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, I'd want to do that.
Claire says, Josh is brilliant. He helped fix my live phone issues. I mean, any way that we can help, we're very welcome. Jane says that she feels lost on a Thursday and Fridays with no show to watch. We do one Friday show, to be fair.
Yes. We have
and I am at Hochanda every other Thursday.
Yeah.
Please show us the warehouse when it's stocked.
We might have to do a warehouse walk round, mightn't you? When we first move in.
It would be rude. It would be rude not to.
Yeah.
Les Andre says, how I wish I could come over. However, I'm in the United States. And when restrictions are clear, I will have to visit. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Lovely.
And also
we might do an exchange. Yeah. I come and visit you.
Or
Natasha could send me to you.
I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that an exchange would be wrong. And also, we'll have to go to Houston at some point, won't we?
Absolutely. My life. Yes, that would be my ultimate, to go to Houston.
Yeah. Joanna agrees with you about festival. Yeah. I think a lot more will be there next year, but we're all just dipping our toe, aren't we?
Yeah.
Helen would like a bag workshop, but it's a long way.
Where's Helen live?
Helen is, I think she's Norfolk way. Maybe you could car share with Claire, and who else is out that way? Laurie is out that way as well.
Yeah, she is. You get a little minibus come on
I
a day
don't
trip.
think that would be a problem. I reckon Laurie would be up for a
I think she
for
would.
a minibus adventure.
She's the kind of person that would do that. She's up for an adventure. Is our Laurie?
We could do a cribs style warehouse video. That's got to be Josh saying that. Yes. And Karen wants a virtual route around the warehouse. Well, Karen, when you come down to do a dressmaking show, then you can have a good route through as much as you like.
She wears you down, Karen. I'm sorry. She'll just keep going at you till she's worn you down. That's why I'm here.
I would like to say persistent, lovingly persistent. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And on that note, I have to go and be lovingly persistent. You've just reminded me that I need to sort out another dressmaking workshop, and I've got to put in another call and get someone to phone me back so that can happen at the end of the month.
Lovely.
Right, you lovely lot. Go and be fabulous.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Yes.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Keep sewing.
All of that. Malcolm is enjoying the sunshine.
And thank you so much for keeping us going.
Thank
that
you
was
indeed.
almost a rhyme.
Yeah, well, that will work. That will work. Alrighty, you lot. I'll see you all. When are we next? No, I won't be. It's CAFE on Monday.
Are you at Hochanda tomorrow?
I am at Hochanda tomorrow and
Not
Friday.
Hochanda, the craft store.
Craft store. Yeah, I'm there Thursday and Friday this week.
Oh, are you? Goodness
Yeah.
me.
And what else was I going to say?
Monday we've got CAFE.
Monday is our CAFE interview on his new book. So not only watch the show, but do check out the website, because I've got loads of CAFE deals going up for you there. It's going to be CAFE-tastic. But there just won't be a show to show it all. I might have to show it on Tuesday. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.